In September of 204, the city of Yi capitulated to Cao Cao when Yuanshan fled north to Zhongshan Commandery. Yuan Tan held the title of Inspector over Xing Province, which granted him the authority to draft troops, but Cao Cao's general Zhang Ba was slowly taking control of the region. Tan was joined by subordinates like Wang Shu and Guan Tong, but some of them like Liu Shun rebelled, so Nanpi could hardly have been very stable. Now unchecked by his brother, Yuan Tan marched north from Ping Yuan and quickly captured Ganling, Anping, Bohai and Hejian, before culminating in an assault on Zhongshan that drove Yuanshan out of Ji. He merged Yuanshang's surrendered troops into his own, but had violated his alliance with Cao Cao by capturing the commanderies. By this point in 205, Cao Cao had no more need for the alliance, so accused him of not doing his part during the siege of Yi, and only acting to further his own gains. The accusation was swiftly followed by the cancellation of their treaty, presented by the returning of Yuan Tan's daughter. Cao Cao then attacked Yuan Tan with his army, which included an elite cavalry force led by Cao Shun, and possibly even Zhang Xiu, as he also contributed in this battle. After Yuan Tan achieved his conquests, he positioned his camp against Cao Cao between Ping Yuan and Nanpi, pitching tents at Longkou. Having only re-established himself for a few weeks at most, Longkou and Nanpi were not being held very securely. As Cao Cao brought his armies closer, Yuan Tan retreated his at night and fled to Nanpi, setting up camps on the nearby Xing River. Gathering what little men he had, he also sent for aid from the Yuan clan's traditional allies, the Wuhuan. His retreat had left Ping Yuan undefended, so Cao Cao's men simply entered the city and established control over its counties. Xian Zhao commanded a body of cavalry from the Wuhuan tribe. After Yuan Shao was defeated by Cao Cao, he came into his service as a military planner with the duty to ward off surprise attacks from the Wuhuan. The tribal leader, Su Puyan, prepared a force of 5,000 horsemen to help Yuan Tan, so Qian Zhou went along to his base as an envoy. He made an impressive show of force against a rival envoy at Su Puyan's court, successfully convincing the Wuhuan king to disband the relief force. The next month, Cao Cao turned north to attack Nanpi, but Yuan Tan came out to fight, so the casualties were high on both sides. Cao Cao voiced the idea to call a truce, but the head leader of the Tiger and Leopard Cavalry, Cao Chun, dissuaded him. "We have trod after our enemies for 1,000 miles. If we go back without victory, we shall certainly lose face. Also, our army is isolated. We are a long way into enemy territory, and it will be difficult to keep this position for long. When they win, they grow vain. When we lose, we grow fearful. Using fear to fend against vanity, we shall surely be victorious." Cao Cao became roused into an aggressive strike. He beat the drums himself as he led his soldiers in attack, routing Yuan Tan's army before they had a chance to regroup. As he fled from the onslaught of the ongoing cavalry charge, Yuan Tan fell from his horse. He turned around pleading for his life, but was beheaded before he finished talking. Cao Chun's cavalier, who pursued and interrupted Yuan Tan, recorded that he was saying, "Spare me and I can make you wealthy." As Cao Cao entered Nanpi, he listened to the advice of Li Fu to not sack the city, then sent him to inform the businesses to carry on as usual. The chief associates of Yuan Tan did not receive Lord Cao Cao's mercy, however. Guo Tu and many other leaders were executed along with their families, with Yuan Tan's family presumably sharing the same fate. Wang Xiu arrived late to save Yuan Tan, so immediately submitted to Cao Cao. He was sent to go and kill Guan Tong, who was still holding out in Lian Commandery, but he argued that Guan Tong was being loyal to a fallen state, and so should also be pardoned. Cao Cao became pleased, and so accepted them both into his staff. The fall of Nanpi, with the previous capture of Yi, ousted the Yuan clan from Ji province, so Cao Cao took the advice of Guo Jia to invite the local gentry to join the administration. Numerous private feuds were settled, while the laws were reformed to forbid excessive funeral rites and the construction of extravagant tombs or monuments. Further north in Yu province, Yuanxi welcomed what was left of his fleeing brother's army, but even here there were some who saw the turn of the tide. Wang Song from Zhuo Commandery and Xian Yufu in Yuyang pledged themselves to Cao Cao, while Yuanxi's headquarters suffered from a mutiny. Xiao Chu and Jiang Nan succeeded in driving the brothers away, before leading many local officials to also side with Cao. The brothers fled to the Wuhuan, whose numbers boasted over 300,000. They supported the Yuans by attacking Xian Yufu in Gongping, while another source of opposition to Cao Cao was found in Zhao Du and Huo Nu, who were apparently sympathetic to the Yuans. By autumn, Cao Cao came north to deal with them and relieve Xian Yufu, but he could not deal with the Wuhuan completely because Gao Gan chose this point to start a rebellion in Bing. Perhaps inspired by the hope given by the Wuhuan's involvement in the war, Gaogan took the administrator of Shangdan Commandery as a hostage, then fortified defences at Hu Pass. Li Dian and Yue Jin responded to the threat, with the latter circling around to the north. Gaogan relied on the mountain passes when he lost several battles against Yue Jin, but the Wei forces could still not overcome him for some months. When Cao Cao arrived on the scene, they breached the pass and killed every defender, while Gaogan left his officers and fled to the Xiongnu. After they refused to send him any help, he attempted to journey south to Liu Biao in Jing province, but he was caught and beheaded before he got there. In the name of helping Yuanshang's regime regain his territories, the Wuhuan made several raids across the Chinese border. It's said they kidnapped over 100,000 families, so Cao Cao contemplated the elimination of the Wuhuan threat, so he'd never have to face such a danger in the north again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.